What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you guys have been following the channel for probably a good couple of weeks now, and you've seen some of my recent videos, I have been having some issues with the way that the truck is running. Rough idles and just kind of hesitation and throttle response, bad acceleration, stuff like that. But my main concern is the fact that it'll blow black smoke out of the exhaust. It's not a diesel. Something that a gas vehicle is not supposed to do. On top of that, we've got just really poor fuel mileage. I know this truck doesn't get the best fuel mileage in the first place, but I'm talking about on a full tank, I can only drive it for 2 days and it will be down probably around or past half of a tank. So I've been posting on Snapchat, been posting on Instagram. You guys have been helping me out by trying to diagnose this for me. My main concern that what was wrong with the truck is the injectors might be cracked and it might be kind of over, flooding the engine with fuel. Hence the raw fuel smell and the black smoke coming out of the exhaust. Somebody commented or sent me a snap the other day and told me to look into the EGR valve. That's actually something that I really didn't think of. And I looked it up, I opened up Google, looked up symptoms, and this is what I found. So we pull up the trusty Google here, and symptoms of a bad EGR valve: rough idling or stalling, which I have rough idle, smell of fuel, definitely, increased fuel consumption, 100%, pinging or tapping and knocking sounds. I don't really get so much of that as I do everything else. Check engine light's probably on, but that bulb was burnt out of this cluster, and smog test isn't something that I really have to worry about here in Missouri. But even that, we don't have to worry about that in this area. Probably would fail it anyway because of the excessive black soot that it rolls out. It gets so bad that it actually this is soot. This is just nasty soot, and then we have stuff like this, and it just blows it all over everything. And that's just not good. That's just not something that you want your truck to do. And so most of the parts I've been buying have been off of Amazon lately, but I decided I did not want to wait this time. Went to trusty O'Reilly's and grabbed an EGR valve, just from their store brand, Master Pro. It's got a 1-year warranty, so hopefully that's not something that I'm going to need to use. But this is a very simple replacement. I think you only need like one 10mm socket. You just take off 2 bolts, pull the old one off, put the new one in, plug it back in, and everything's good to go. Now I'm going to show you guys an example of what I mean by how bad this truck is really running. And start her up. Turn off that. And what we are dealing with is, not only is it cold outside, obviously it's going to smoke you up a little bit, but there is so much black that comes out and just hits the ground, hits the side of pretty much anything, and it smells like it's consuming way too much fuel. So we're going to pull the truck out just a little bit, pop the hood, and we're going to try to get this EGR valve replaced, and hopefully it's going to help the situation become a lot better, maybe cure some problems. Before I do anything, I'm probably going to run OBD2 on it just to see what it says. I'm sure I've got some kind of misfires or something somewhere, so let's take a look. Let's see, we got some codes. O2 sensor code, which could be legit or it could just be because of this problem. Another O2 sensor code. Oh man, I don't know. Probably have some bad sensors. Bank 1, sensor 2. We have all sorts of O2 sensor codes. And then the cylinder 5 misfire, so I don't know exactly what's going to be going on here. We've got sensor 1 and sensor 2, so I don't know. One of the biggest issues is that we have a fresh set of spark plugs, fresh set of spark plug wires, distributor cap, rotor, and new O2 sensors on the truck. So either something's going wrong with the EGR valve or possibly the fuel injectors, and it's kind of making everything mess up and not read properly, or those O2 sensors are actually bad. I'm going to start off with the EGR Valve. It was only 60 something bucks, 63 bucks, and you know, I just it's just something that I want. This problem, I want it to be gone. I want it to go away. I've been dealing with it for a while. Cannot drive the truck and enjoy it without, you know, worrying about that or worrying about what's up with it. So we're just going to start cheaper with the $60 EGR valve and kind of work our way up. If it's the injectors, you know, that's just something we'll deal with down the road. But I wanted to start off with the cheaper part and then work the way up from there. So the EGR valve is super simple to get to. It's this little canister looking thing right here. We've got a 10mm bolt on that side, as well as a 10mm bolt on the other side right opposite from it, and one electrical connector that you have to unplug to get that off. You take that off, remove your gasket, and just repeat the process backwards to install your brand new one. So let me switch cameras and we'll get started. All right, super simple. Very should be very easy, you know, to just get this whole thing swapped out. So just get our ratchet extension and just a simple 10 mil. What we need to do is go ahead and unplug some of these connectors, get them out of the way, just so we can kind of manage this. This should be fine. Just leave that there. All we gotta do is unplug this guy. And up out of the way over here so we remember it. Yeah, I love things that are this simple. If we were you know, doing the whole spider injection, that is a little bit more of a painful process, because you do your spider injection, you've got to remove all of this. Everything has to come off. Throttle body, intake, all your AC lines got to be moved to the side, and you got to take off the whole upper intake to actually get down there in the spider injection, which is really 100% why I don't want to do it. Tell you what, it is cold out. Be nice to have a heater in this garage. I've replaced so many sensors trying to cure this problem. I've replaced the mass airflow sensor, I replaced PCV valve several times, and just nothing has been able to do it. So one of the 10mm bolts, definitely know this thing has never been changed out, so it could be an issue. It could be stuck, closed, or open, or something of that nature. Bolt number 2. And the gasket just fell right down. I don't even know where that gasket went. Well, I guess it's been there forever. Here is the old one, and I mean, honestly, you're not going to be able to really tell, I don't think, any difference. The new one's got the same holes, everything looks the same. Just the internals, I think, might be what you're looking after. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. You just really can't. You don't know if it's bad. Honestly, you really just don't know if it's bad unless you change it out to a new one and the problems go away. So hopefully that's the case as we change this out with this brand new part. Maybe problem solved. I don't know. I'm not really betting on it. You know, I wouldn't bet money on it, but we'll just have to find out. Lost that old gasket. You know, obviously you don't want to reuse that. And open up the new one here. I just really hope that there's a chance it could be something this simple. Would be really amazing if it could be, because it's never simple. Never something simple. Get on in there. Back where you came from. Come on now. Get in the hole. There you go. Get in the hole. Get it all nice and snug. Don't want anything leaking through there. Hopefully that gasket stayed in place. That one's snug. That one's snug. Alright. Super simple. And there we go. Just changed out the EGR valve. Alright, that was stupid easy. I mean, can't really get any easier than that, but new part is in there. She's plugged back up and didn't take anything else off to worry about putting back on. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to run on hopes and dreams here and hope that possibly by any chance of luck this might do something to help fix our issues. Why not do it from the passenger side, huh? I don't know if this will be like an immediate thing or I have to drive it a little bit, but don't know. Oh, look at all that soot down there. Just look at that. Look at that. Still smells awful. I don't know, guys. Might have to take it on a drive or clear those codes and take it on a drive maybe. I don't know. Okay, what we did, we went ahead and erased those codes. We're going to go ahead and start her up again, take her for a test drive, see if anything maybe noticeably has changed just a little bit, and bring it back, read the codes again, see if we still have an issue. Like I said, I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to do anything to solve the problem, but you just never know until you try. And we all know how electrical systems are. It takes a few times of starting it up and driving it around and stuff for the truck and the vehicle to register the brand new part in there and start reading the readings that it's supposed to. So I'm going to give it another shot, and it might be a few times of starting it up before anything happens. I don't know. So one of the first things I'm going to do is see if we still have the black smoke coming out. Not seeing any black, just seeing a whole lot of condensation from it being cold. So that's a good sign, I think. So one of the biggest issues I've had while driving it is just absolute loss of power, a loss of throttle. It's just very sluggish, and it just kind of trips over itself and doesn't want to get out of its own way. But like I said, my check engine light bulb is evidently burned out of the cluster, so I don't have really that to rely on if another check engine light comes on. I just kind of have to feel it out, drive it, read the codes, then just kind of go from there. I think it feels better actually compared to yesterday. Still got some black smoke blowing out of the exhaust. So at idle it sounds the same. I don't know if this helped anything at all. It still smells pretty fuely. So like I said, it usually takes a few different cycles. I usually am not able to turn it back or turn it off and then start it right back up again. Usually is where it gives me some big problems. But so far, it's starting back up. Typically it's been dripping out black, water, black condensation. I'm not seeing that right now. It's also kind of smelling more like a normal exhaust, so this actually might have cured the problem, guys. Okay, so basically, came back home. I feel like the truck is, I feel like the power is kind of back to almost normal. It seems like it runs a lot better than it has been, of course, and that's a plus. I brought it back. I just did the OBD2 scan on it. It only read one code. That was a P1500, I believe. It was random misfire detected. So there's a good chance that one of the new plugs or may have fouled out due to the issue, or maybe some of the wires aren't good or something like that. So it's just something that we have to keep on testing, keep on trying to tune up and make it better. But I think that this did help it just a little bit. It seems like it wants to fire up a little bit easier, but of course the misfire, if something's not right with one of the spark plugs, is going to cause an issue with that as well. The idle, I believe, is slightly better than it was. It doesn't seem to be as rough when you're sitting in the truck. It doesn't seem to be shaky or anything. It doesn't smell as badly of fuel as it did before. Running beside the Cobalt, and what we're going to do is we're going to check and see if we've got any black splatter on the side of the Cobalt like we do on the Mustang. And it looks like there's a little bit. It still doesn't smell the best in the world, but you know, exhaust doesn't smell good anyway. But it's just like if you guys know what I'm talking about, it smells like it smells like it's got a little bit too much fuel going to it. You know what I mean? So did this help or did this not help? I mean, it's a brand new EGR valve replacing one that's over 20 years old. Surely it can't be too bad for the truck. It's gotta, you know, it's gotta have some kind of good effect on it. So I'm hoping to say that it did help. I feel like I said, I feel like the power is back, but the issue is not 100% resolved. At least now we know that changing the EGR valve is super stupid simple, and even when I'm trying to film a video, even filming the video, it took me less than 10 minutes to change the thing. Super easy. So you know, that's always a plus. So if you've got one of these trucks, a 96 to 98 with the Vortec engine, maybe the same on the TBIs, not really 100% sure, you know how to change the EGR valve. Super simple and you know, super easy to do. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. There's been a ton of new activity on the channel. Everything's working its way forward, which is awesome for 2020. I definitely can't wait to do some more videos. Cannot wait to get this thing where I want it to be for this year. I really hope to make it happen. I'm really trying. And you know, more to come on the truck as usual, guys. We still have some things to do to it, of course. And but in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for subscribing, hitting that like button. I definitely appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at @badz71 if you haven't. Link will be down below in the description box. And until next time, guys, we will see you in the next video. Take care.